organizations held a black flag protest on the day of Minister of State for Education Sukanta Majumdar's visit to IIT Madras. The protesters accusing the BJP-led government at the centre of withholding funds to blackmail Tamil Nadu into accepting the NEP or the National Education Policy 2020. MK Stalin on his birthday eve has said that Tamil Nadu is confronting two challenges. One is language, the other is delimitation. He said constituency delimitation directly impacts our state's self-respect. On the other hand, BJP State President K. Annamalai has announced a signature campaign beginning the 1st of March to garner public support for the NEP's implementation. On the other hand, Tamil Nadu Brajbhasha has also said that there is a great need to implement the new education policy, the new national education policy. Brajbhasha further said that youth of the state of Tamil Nadu currently feel deprived of opportunities compared to the youth of neighbouring states. Meanwhile, Karnataka has also voiced similar concerns regarding the NEP. But first, let's listen into the stinging attack that's come forth from MK Stalin.
Tamil Nadu, தன்னுடைய உயிர் பிரச்சனையான மொழி போரையும் தன்னுடைய உரிமை பிரச்சனையான ஒவ்வொருவரும் மாநிலம் காக்க எழுந்து நிற்க வேண்டும். இந்தியாவுக்கே வழிகாட்டியா நாம போராட்டத்தை தொடங்கணும். இப்போ கர்நாடகா, பஞ்சாப், தெலுங்கானா போன்ற மாநிலங்களிலிருந்து நமக்கான ஆதரவு கண்டிக்காதீங்க. அப்படி நடந்தா அதை தமிழ்நாடும் திமுகவும் ஒருபோதும் ஏற்றுக்க மாட்டோம். நாம ஒரு உறுதி எடுத்துக்கணும். தமிழ்நாட்டின் நலனையும் எதிர்காலத்தையும் யாருக்காகவும் எதற்காகவும் விட்டுத்தர மாட்டோம். தமிழ்நாட்டுக்காக ஒன்றுபட்டு போராடுவோம். தமிழ்நாடு போராடும். தமிழ்நாடு வெல்லும்.
Now, is the opposition to this national policy, education policy, more political than anything else? Let's try and understand this. Dravidian parties or Tamil parties playing this entire Dravidian politics claim that it imposes Hindi on students and that's something that they will not accept. But the national education policy does not mandate Hindi at all. It's very unlike the 1968 policy which was resisted, where Hindi was forced. Here, as part of the three-language policy, it only mandates two native or Bharatiya languages. The DMK government claims NEP infringes on states' autonomy on education, which is a matter in the concurrent list. But the fact is that the policy allows states to customize implementation based on their own unique needs, but it urges them to follow a particular template of a three-language policy. The native mother tongue, in which should be the largest core medium of instruction in state government schools, English plus one more Bharatiya language. Now, the three-language policy is also seen as a burden on school kids by the DMK, which is why they want to stick to the two-language policy. This is a fresh argument, but the centre maintains that this policy and its restructuring actually allows for more flexibility and also allows children of other non-Tamil people residing in Tamil Nadu to also have the opportunity to learn perhaps their mother tongue. People from Andhra, people from Telangana, people from Karnataka, people from Kerala, and perhaps even Maharashtra, Odisha, Bengal, etc. But this wouldn't be the first time the Tamil Nadu government has targeted the centre. While the language debate is the latest in a series running through the last few years, it leaves one wondering if this protest launched by the opposition is valid or just one of the many strategies. Delimitation debate accused the centre of cutting seats in the state. The NEET face-off. Even when the centre introduced NEET in 2024, the Tamil Nadu government called it an attempt to interfere in the state's education system and even passed a resolution against NEET in assembly. But NEET recorded perhaps a record turnout of students and also people who cleared the NEET exams from Tamil Nadu. Fund allocation row, the state Stalin government even accused the centre of exploiting its powers under Article 293 of the Constitution and severely limiting the borrowing capacity of the states. Kachativu Island row. On Kachativu Island, Stalin rejected the claim that there was an agreement between the union and the state government over ceding the island to Sri Lanka and further criticized the BJP government for not having taken steps to retrieve the island, although the paper trail points otherwise. Let's go across and open up this conversation. Ashwathaman Alimuthu, the State Secretary, BJP Tamil Nadu, is with us. We also have Suman C. Raman, political analyst, and C. Rajashekharan, lawyer and political analyst. Namaste and Jai Hind to everybody. Thank you very, very much. This whole game, let's start with the BJP and with Mr. Ashwathaman. Has this now put the BJP at a place where they're caught? Because Stalin has made this into two language, support Tamil. Back NEP, you are anti-Tamil.
Actually, we are Tamil Nadu people, not only BJP. We, the Tamil Nadu people, demanding national education policy for the sake of Tamil language, for the sake of survival of Tamil. Because here in Tamil Nadu, despite the Dravidian politicians, even DMK speaking, pretending like they are having interest in Tamil. If you take 10 students in Tamil Nadu, out of 10 students, 5 students not able to read Tamil. Not even a newspaper, sir. Where is the question of reading literatures of Tamil? That is the present situation in the present situation, and as well as the output of the education system, which that it can be called as a two-language policy or other things. But in Tamil Nadu, you can finish your bachelor degree, not even take a Tamil as a single language in your school and as well as college. Even the son of Education Minister Tamil Nadu gave one interview. That student says that I am not taking Tamil as a language. My third language is French. That is the reason we are insisting national education policy, because national education policy compelling Tamil to read. So imposition on the part of Tamil, not in the part of Hindi. That forefathers, their very idea of the Dravidian ideology itself, E.V. Ramasamy itself, insists that very idea of E.V. Ramasamy is to eradicate Tamil language. Even he was openly called Tamil people to not to speak Tamil, even with your wife, even with your servant. You should speak in English. And as well as E.V. Ramasamy was called people to remove Tamil alphabet. By using English alphabet, you have to write Tamil. That is the very idea of E.V. Ramasamy. Now it has been successfully implemented by the DMK government. Every part of Tamil Nadu. Now the students not able to, and as well as they are struggling to read Tamil.
Okay. That's your opening comment, Mr. Rajagopalan? Mr. Rajshekharan. C. Rajshekharan.
Yes.
Namaskaram.
Yes.
Sorry, sir.
Anand.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
No,
your thoughts.
I thought our friend Rajagopalan is on the line.
No.
That's why you called him. I thought. Okay, anyway, good evening. See, Anand, more than Tamil, Hindi, national education policy, it is pure politics, because BJP is desperately trying all its tricks to enter Tamil Nadu by some way or the other. Unfortunately, they are unable to garner votes or win the hearts of 8 crore Tamils. Of course, they got some votes only because of ADMK. They were in alliance with ADMK. The desperate BJP behavior and attitude, the arrogance, and the way their leader is talking all over the media, he thinks he can win over, he can replicate late Jayalalitha's attitude, which can never be accepted by any Tamilian in Tamil Nadu or any resident of Tamil Nadu. So it is politics, and bringing language as a tool to enter politics is the strategy by BJP. No wrong. They have got all the right to do any kind of politics. First they came out with Vel Yatra, communal thing, Hindutva ideology. All this didn't work. Now they have landed up with linguistic, Tamil language. They say we will not give funds for Tamil Nadu. All this all politics. They want to position themselves as a principal opposition for the ruling DMK. DMK has always fought against imposition of Tamil. My opinion,
imposition of Hindi, not Tamil, sir.
Sorry, imposition of Hindi. You're right. So, thanks for correcting me. DMK from day one they have opposed
That is the fact. Imposition of Tamil.
As far as I am concerned, as an individual, I have no issues in learning. I have no issues in learning any language. That is my prerogative and wish. And I aspire or wish to learn, read, speak whichever language I want.
Correct.
That is a different episode.
So
See,
let me ask you.
Let me finish. Please. When you give the opportunity to others,
I thought
allow
you
me to finish. Anand, see, BJP, whatever politics they have tried. You tell me how many states they have implemented the 3-language policy, which they rule. You tell me one state how they are
Sir,
implementing these policies.
Do you know, sir?
No, I'll tell you.
Okay, you asked me a question. Can I
no,
answer?
Please, Anand.
Oh, it was
when
rhetoric.
You impose, when you try to literally browbeat the whole Tamilians by some way or the other, saying that we will do this, if you don't accept this, we will not give. All this will not work, because Tamilians are always with the country's interest and the nation's interest, and they always call themselves Tamils with pride. We respect our language. I am a proud Tamilian, patriotic Indian. That is not different. But when you try to impose everything at gunpoint by saying that no, you have to read this, you have to accept this, that will not work in Tamil Nadu.
Mr. Rajshekharan, sir, you and me, we have known each other for more than a decade now. I think it is understood. I think understood that beyond 90 seconds, sir, you end up confusing the argument. So that is why I tend to interrupt you. Now, please tell me, sir. Let me ask you. I'll tell you why I said that respectfully. The point is, sir, you first said you would like to have the choice.
Obviously.
So, why deny the students of Tamil Nadu the choice?
See, nobody is denying.
The person who is denying is the current chief minister and his government. Should not a Telugu student or a Telugu family living in Tamil Nadu have the option of learning the mother tongue Telugu along with Tamil in a government school? Should they be told that if you want to learn 3 languages, don't come to government school, go to a CBSE school? Secondly, so if you want the choice and you don't have an opposition to any language, then shouldn't all the other students of Tamil Nadu have the choice? So who's restricting that? One minute. Second point. Observation. You said nobody should hold anybody to gunpoint. Who's holding things to a gunpoint right now? Nobody is imposing a language. There are 27 languages in our country. The NEP says choose any of the other 26 languages or 25 languages outside of the mother tongue and English. Teach that. Give the students that option. How is this imposition? Is this not perhaps the biggest democratization of choice? Who is saying I will not do it? It's a national education policy. Tamil people have always worked towards an integration and towards the interests of India. But the elected government there says, I will not implement a national education policy. So who's playing the othering game?
See, I'll tell you, if my memory is right, do you remember what Mr. Amit Shah said when it comes to Hindi? He said Hindi has to be learned by everybody throughout this country. So he openly spoke when he visited Tamil Nadu long back, a couple of years back. He
said we would like everybody to learn Hindi. Did he say that the NEP will impose Hindi? No. The NEP, what is written? What is NEP? You are getting into semantics. Don't try and get into semantics, Mr. Rajshekharan. I asked you a straightforward question. The national education policy allows the democratization of learning of languages and choice to every student, gives them the same choice across all government schools across the country. Now, in Karnataka, there are a lot of Tamil speaking people and Telugu speaking people. In Tamil Nadu, there are a lot of Telugu speaking people, Malayalam speaking people and Kannada speaking people, along with Bengali speaking, Odia speaking, Hindi speaking, Marathi speaking people. Now, if their families want to learn Tamil and they may not be economically so good, able enough to be able to send their children to private schools. If they want government education, why shouldn't they be given the choice to learn one more language? And because that choice is offered, Tamil is offered as a third language in Chandigarh. Tamil is being offered as a third language in Madhya Pradesh. Tamil is being offered as a third language in Uttarakhand and 2-3 other states of the country, if my memory serves me right. And there are more states that are giving multiple language options as the third language. So why not Tamil Nadu? That's where it is, sir. That's why I interrupted you at that point in time, because you just countered your own argument.
No, I have not countered. I'll just rebut your question. See, I am not the spokesperson for DMK. Neither I am defending the Chief Minister. But when you quoted the Chief Minister saying that he is not allowing, is not fair. He is saying we are not against learning Hindi. Anybody can.
Nobody is talking about Hindi, sir. Mr. Stalin today is saying, I will not let the family of an Andhra people or Telugu people learn Telugu. I will not learn a Kannada family living in Tamil Nadu learn Kannada. I will not allow a Malayali family living in Tamil Nadu learn Malayalam. Because I will not give them that choice. That's what he's saying. Secondly, sir, if he creates these barriers for Tamil, how is Tamil as a language going to grow? Why will then Karnataka allow give Tamil as an option as a third language in Karnataka if Kannada is not being allowed as a third language in Tamil Nadu? Why will Chandrababu Naidu or Revant Reddy allow Tamil to be taught in Andhra Pradesh or in Telangana if Telugu is not being allowed to be taught in Tamil Nadu? Who is creating barriers for Tamil? Mr. Stalin or Mr. Amit Shah and the center? Please think of it rationally. You are a lawyer. You can rationally also think. Let me also get the other gentleman who's been quietly listening. Suman Siraman. If this is not pure politics, then what is? Is it okay to create a binary like this? 3 language means opposing Tamil, 2 language means supporting Tamil.
No. Anand, first of all, let us understand a few facts. There is no legal compulsion for Tamil Nadu to accept the national education policy. Let us be clear on that. There is no legal compulsion. From 1968, there have been multiple education policies which have not been accepted by Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu continues to maintain its 2-language policy versus the rest of the country's 3-language policy, which is suggested as per the NEP. Right? So first, there is no legal requirement. So why do you want to go and put pressure? Second issue is, again, this is about budget. Now, if the budget is for a particular state, it cannot be contingent to the acceptance of a particular education policy. That has not been the practice in the past. So, to say that Samagra Shiksha funds can be withheld because you have not signed MOU on PM Shri schools which mandates a 3-language policy is again not acceptable. Now the point is, this whole thing is a fixed match between BJP and DMK, because the DMK government should have gone to court and said, look, they have to give us our money. This money is rightfully ours. Instead, they are putting hashtags on social media against each other, and generally making a for BJP it is very, very useful. Why? It pits them as the primary challenger against the DMK. Second, for the DMK, it's extremely useful because by raising the BJP bogey, it helps to consolidate the minority vote. The minority vote is what keeps the DMK in power. That is why they are in power in Tamil Nadu today, and that is why they stand a chance of winning the 2026 election. Otherwise, they will be cleaned out.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
They need to show the BJP as the bogey. Otherwise, so in fact, in Tamil, you understand Tamil, Anand. So, illana BJP ulla vandurum. So, that is the threat that is used. If you don't vote for us, BJP will come up inside. That is the threat that they use. So this game is suiting both parties. People are the ones who are being taken for a ride.
Correct.
So
but the point
is,
why is the AIDMK not calling this out and say accept the 3-language policy, allow other languages to also flourish as much as Tamil gets flourishes across the board? Why? Mr. Rajshekaran, Mr. Rajshekaran, one minute, Sumanji.
Why can't it just be 3 languages?
1 minute,
Why should it be a third Indian language?
1 minute, Sumanji. Mr. Rajshekaran, he didn't interrupt you, so please don't interrupt him. Okay, Suman Siraman. The thing is, the national education policy talks about furthering of Indian Bharatiya languages. Again, it's the same issue that is endemic right now in Tamil Nadu.
But the state is not accepting the national education policy.
But they should, and I think the AIDMK should take a larger...
Where is the legal compulsion?
No, I'm not even
taking... Does the constitution mandate it?
1 minute, sir, please. Some of the things are beyond legal compulsion, and it's about a social necessity and a reality.
Tamil Nadu has 69% reservation.
Hear my question, sir. Hear my question, sir. I'm saying, why is the AIDMK not taking a larger and far more interest of the Tamil people position? See, 1968, when the language policy said Hindi has to be the third language, that was imposition. Anybody, including me, would have resisted that, and I would have said, no, that's wrong, that's unfair. But the need for our children to be polyglots and that too with
No,
Indian
excuse
languages
me.
is a necessity in our country
Anand,
because we are all working all across the country, sir.
Forget 1968, Anand. The first draft of the National Education Policy said Hindi should be learned mandatorily by all non-Hindi speaking states.
So it was opposed, right?
Let's not go back to 1968.
It was opposed,
this
right?
Very government.
So it was
in the
opposed,
first
right? It was
draft.
opposed and
Yes.
they have modified, right? So once they have
Yes.
opposed, when they have modified, they have understood the
Why
sentiment
don't
of
you
the
say
people of the
any
country.
language? Why do you mandate?
No, so it
which
has got to be
language should
Indian
learned?
languages, sir.
Why should it be?
Why should it be French, German, or Mandarin? Why should it not be
Because
our languages? You are trying to promote a culture where you are saying forget our languages, just go and learn foreign languages because you are not going to live in our country.
Whatever.
I disagree with you there, sir.
Freedom of
I
choice,
disagree with you there, sir.
freedom of
Oh,
choice
you have a
must be
problem
given to
learning
individuals.
Marathi, you have a problem learning Kannada, you have a problem learning Telugu or Kerala or Malayalam.
No, I have a problem in that being forced.
But
I
let's
have a
bring in
problem
German.
in
Let's
any
bring in
language
Mandarin.
being
No, sir,
forced.
sir.
I have
It's
a
our
problem
country,
with any
our
language
country,
being
our
forced.
languages. Mr. Ashwathaman, how do you want to respond to Mr. Suman? Our country, our languages, we are not willing to learn, and you want to impose. You want to say, oh, make it any 3 languages. So even something what is spoken in Timbuktu should be imposed here. But I will not I will not speak Telugu. What logic, sir? Sir, I disagree respectfully. Yes, Ashwathamanji. It's not legally compulsory, and you cannot hold back Samagra Shiksha funds because Tamil Nadu is not implementing NEP.
I wondered how Sumant says it is not a legal compulsion. I don't know how he says that. Because please see some Supreme Court judgments. Many times Supreme Court uphold that supremacy of central in the matter in the concurrent list. Sir, already that national education policy has been followed by Tamil Nadu, sir. Forget about that language formula. Even the curriculum itself, guidance itself made by central government. I can even give the Supreme Court judgments on this, that matter subject listed in the concurrent list, the supremacy of center is upheld in many times by the Supreme Court. Please go and read the judgment. Now, I come to the second point, that persons, they are using the word policy while they are speaking about the 2 languages. It is not the policy followed by the Tamil Nadu government here, because if it is called as a policy, it should
Not
be
an act.
for private schools, it should be for government schools. You are allowing state board private schools 3 language, 4 language you are allowing. For only for the persons who are studying in the government school, you curtail my rights. Now that right to education comes under fundamental right. You are curtail my right while I am studying in the government schools. It is against to equality. Even in Tamil Nadu government schools also, some schools have 3 languages, where in Muslim schools they are giving Urdu as a 3rd language. You are shouting, sir, 2 languages, sir. How do you allow Urdu in government schools, in the schools run by the government fund? Where is the question of 2 language policy? It's a totally fake and
okay, Sumantraman. So
Anand,
you're
I
saying
think,
it's a fake argument because it's all purely politics, because the reality on ground is very different. Yes, Sumantraman.
Yeah, well, one issue. First of all, there's a difference between a law and policy. If the center makes a law and the state has a law, then the center's law shall prevail over the state's law.
Correct.
Having said that, this is a policy. A policy is a guideline which is issued.
Policy in the subject matter which is listed in the concurrent list, sir.
Where it is
Policy
wherever, whichever
which
list it
may
is listed, sir,
in the
if it is
subject
a
matter
policy,
listed
We
in
can
the
not
have
concurrent
this
list.
argument back and
No,
forth.
no.
Can I send
But
you-
has it
no,
been
wait,
has it
Supreme
been
Court?
resolved by the
Can I
courts?
send?
Has it been
it has
resolved by the
been
courts?
resolved.
Sir, when he said
very
it's
fact-
not a legal
the very
compulsion,
fact-
I compelled
the
to
very
give some
fact-
judgments from the Supreme Court.
Sir, you can give the judgment, sir. They
He's
don't relate
supposed
to
to
the
know.
national-
He's
It is-
supposed
If it
to
is
know.
a law, I
Without
will agree
knowing
with
this,
you.
I wonder.
Sir, if it,
Okay.
How you
sir,
say
if
like
it
this?
is a
They-
law,
but
sir, there is
please,
a difference between
we
a
can
policy
argue
and
over
a
law and policy,
1 minute,
etc.
1 minute.
We can
One second,
Yes,
1 second,
yes,
Anand.
yes. Yes,
Three language
please come.
policy has been there for several decades. Tamil Nadu has continued to have a 2-language policy.
Right.
So why did the center not go and take Tamil Nadu government for contempt of court and say that you are violating the law laid down by the center?
Right.
No, that is why I am saying it is a policy, not a law.
Sir, what I am trying to say is the people of Tamil Nadu are also experiencing what's going around. Sir, respect is a two-way street. no language should be imposed, but all languages should be respected. When you close the doors for other languages to come, other languages and other language speaking states will close the door for your language. And also people from Tamil Nadu will suffer. Tamil and Tamila, both will suffer, sir. And if that is being done purely because you believe that this is an emotive quotient and that will help them garner some votes and perhaps steer the public sentiment away from other issues which may be detrimental to their political future, then there is a problem, sir. We have to think collectively as a nation. This is not in the interest of the nation, neither is it in the larger interest of the Tamil people. In fact, the medium of instruction should be imposed that it should be in Tamil only, so that we have more Tamil people, Tamil speaking people, Tamil teachers who can go across the country and teach the third language as Tamil in other schools, sir, across the country. That should be the larger objective. That's not being focused as the objective. Tamil should grow, Tamila should grow, is what he is saying. He should be saying, Mr. Stalin should be saying. He is fear-mongering, saying Tamil should be protected and Tamila should be protected. No, sir, if you get isolationists, you will only shrink, you won't grow. It's the same truth for the language, and it's a reflection. People in viewers in Tamil Nadu, how many people can actually read and write in Tamil living in Tamil Nadu today and actually speak the Tamil that should be spoken? So where is Tamil growing there then? Let's introspect, let's think, and I think it's clarity. And if it means about political selection and rejection, then the voters of Tamil Nadu will also, they have time for a year and a half. The BJP, if it believes that it has got the interest of the people, then their signature campaign, does it yield result? We'll see, we'll wait and watch. Thank you very much. I have to wind up. I'm going to take a short break. When we come back, under the financial distress, the Himachal government now knocks the doors of the temples. Says, we need your coffers to implement our SOPs. So on the one hand, denigrate Sanatan, on the other hand, put your hands into the Sanatan till. Stay with us.
सस्ते वाले
Think of it, a modestly successful comedian. President Zelenskyy talked the United States of America into spending $350 billion to go into a war that basically couldn't be won, that never had to start and never would have started if I was president, not even a chance, and it didn't start for 4 years. He refuses to have elections, is low in the real Ukrainian polls. I mean, how can you be high with every city is being demolished? It's hard to be high. Somebody said, oh no, his polls are good, give me a break. Every city is being demolished. They look like a demolition site, every single one of them. And the only thing he was really good at was playing Joe Biden like a fiddle. He played him like a fiddle. That's an expression we use, Yasser, to say that he's pretty easy. Something I'll admit that only Trump is going to be able to do in the Trump administration. We're going to be able to do it. I think Putin even admitted that. Biden never tried. Europe has failed to bring peace, and Zelenskyy probably maybe he wants to keep the gravy train going. I don't know what's the problem, but he hasn't been able. He's very upset that he wasn't invited. He could have come if he wanted to, but that he wasn't invited to Saudi Arabia. But he's been working for 3 years. There's never been even meetings or phone calls to stop this war. It's a horrible thing. I love Ukraine, but Zelenskyy has done a terrible job. His country is shattered, and millions of people have unnecessarily died. And you can't bring a war to an end if you don't talk to both sides. You got to talk. They haven't been talking for 3 years.
Mr. President, you talked about having common ground with Keir Starmer, but there are things you disagree on as well. You described Zelenskyy as a dictator. He describes President Putin as a dictator. Do you see that as a problem?
The relationship between President Zelenskyy and President Putin is not a good one. You've noticed, right? It's not a good one. It's not a good relationship. And we're going to have to try and work something out. Sometimes that happens. I get along with both. I have a very good relationship with President Putin. I think I have a very good relationship with President Zelenskyy. And now we're doing the deal, and we're going to be in there. We're going to be actually in there and digging our hearts out. And hopefully, we need the rare earth, and we have some here, but we don't have enough. Our economy is very strong, and we need a lot of things that in some cases we don't have here. So I think we're going to have a very good relationship, but the relationship between them is not the best.
Mr. President, do you still think that Mr. Zelenskyy is a dictator?
Did I say that? I can't believe I said that. Next question.
The Himachal Pradesh government under Chief Minister Sukhwinder Sukhu is facing a financial crisis and has sought funds from the state-run temples to fulfill the Congress party's pre-election promises. As the government struggles to meet its financial obligations, it has approached 36 major temples across the state requesting financial assistance for the implementation of schemes launched in 2023 to provide support to underprivileged families. Now, this is what the government notification says. Various temple trusts functioning under Himachal Pradesh Hindu Public Religious Institutions Charitable Endowment Act keep making contributions for charitable activities and welfare schemes run by the state government. They may make contributions towards Mukhyamantri Sukh Ashray and Mukhyamantri Sukh Shiksha Yojana to provide funds for welfare schemes. Contributions must first be passed by the temple trust and in strict adherence to laws governing the trusts. But the Himachal government faces a serious fund crunch. There are outstanding liabilities 94,992 crore, 44.2% of GSDP, net interest payment 5,465 crore. पैसा नहीं है, then why make these promises? Sanjay Sharma, spokesperson of Himachal BJP, is with us. Nikul Patel of the Congress leader is also with us. Namaste. Jai Hind, gentlemen.
Namaskar.
Sanjay Sharma, एक बात बताइए संजय जी, has this never happened before? किसी भी सरकार के किसी भी कार्यकाल में ऐसी चिट्ठी, ऐसी notification has never happened?
No, never. This is the first time this is happening in the state of Himachal Pradesh, which is called Devbhoomi. And this is the money which is given to the god and goddesses by the devotees of entire country. And how government is playing with this money, because this question is not that they are taking money at the name of orphans. That they are taking money and diverting these funds to somewhere else. To giving the salaries to the state employees and pensioners to the of the state. So this is because the money which is sent by the various schemes of the center government, they are diverting that funds to the other heads. So what happened? The central government has issued the directive to the departments that no fund will be given direct to the treasury of the government, Himachal Pradesh. They are giving straightway in the account of the various departments so that this could not be diverted to somewhere else. And you have conducted so many debates before when state was in the crisis of economic emergency, when the salaries and pensions were delayed in the state. And what is the poll promises which you have made in this your election manifesto? And there's one point, I will not speak about the 1,500 rupees for each woman of the state. I'll not ask for the 1 lakh job for the jobless people. I'll not ask for the 300 free units which you have promised with the, what you have promised in your election manifesto. देवस्थान और तीर्थ यात्राएं, और आपने इसमें क्या था, you have said राज्य समर्थ.
Sanjay ji, I think we've lost Sanjay Sharma's video momentarily. We'll try and get him back. But Nikul Patel, what kind of economics is this? That for the elections, you put down a list of revdi, ye bhi de denge, wo bhi de denge, ye bhi guarantee, wo bhi guarantee. And then you are asking the temples to not money on loan, which will return it back to the deity and the devasthan. They are saying, चुपचाप donate करो आके. कहाँ मंदिर में हम दान करते हैं, नाउ द लिस्ट सेज कि मंदिरों से कह रहे हैं कि हमें दान करिए.
See, whenever you are doing some good job and if you demand that okay आप भी उसमें सहयोग करें, you just contribute it, right? And then people start contributing and it is there at their own wish and will. So I think that government is putting a demand, or not like compulsion, but they are just telling that okay, you can also contribute. Secondly, regarding revdis, I think the government is promising the things, and the central government has quoted out that it should not be given to the government. I think I'm really surprised, because as per the GST rules and regulation, whatever state GST funds has to be transferred to the government account, but the central government is not doing it in time. That is also delaying the payments of everything. Secondly, I would like to make my friend aware that okay, fine, you are telling that nothing had happened such thing in the entire country in any government. I would like to bring the Gujarat model into picture and let everyone know what had happened in Gujarat during the regime of the Honorable Narendra Modi as Chief Minister in the year 2012. It was the Congress MLA who asked the question, who is controlling all the temples in the state of Gujarat? Then it was replied by the state government in the Legislative Assembly. The state government controls over 244 major temples, including the revenue earning ones like Somnath, Dwarka, Ambaji, according to the reply by Tourism Minister Jai Narayan Vyas to the question by Congress MLA Kiran Makwana in the monsoon session of the State Assembly. See, over here we are not taking the control of all the temples, but you can see the BJP Gujarat model. They are controlling all temples administration. So I think that is more worst condition than what we are facing right now.
You are a very erudite and a very sharp arguer and debater. But you very smartly said controlling administration, sir. Control of administration does not give you control of the treasury and the coffers, sir. Tell me one instance where the state government of Gujarat has taken money from the Somnath Trust and also from the treasury of the Somnath. Treasury of Somnath, and they've taken it away and they've used all the money. Now, sir.
Yeah, I have example. I will give you the answer to it. I will give you the answer to it. The salary to the Gujarat government were paid from the Ambaji Trust. I can tell this because
when was
I know
this paid?
I don't know the exact dates.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. The salary.
I would like to.
How many times? Yeah, I knew you were going to bring it up. So then, please also do your research and say salary to the Gujarat government was paid by the Ambaji Trust. How many times? When was it? And was that money returned or not? You please tell me. You placed
Definitely, I will find it out. But see,
so you placed that. You placed no, no. You placed it. No, no. See, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, sir. I'll tell you what, sir. Here in this case,
it's Narendra Modi Gujarat model is
no, sir. The Narendra Modi Gujarat model, if it is implemented in Himachal, then Himachal will not have to send out these notices.
I'm not telling it is implemented. You said that nothing had happened and my...
No, I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing had happened. I am saying in Himachal Pradesh, sir, when this government came, आपको पता है आपके जेब में ढेला नहीं है, आपका 50 पैसे भी नहीं है, आपने 500 रुपए प्रॉमिस किए हैं, अब आप 499 रुपए 50 पैसे किसी और से बोल रहे हो, वो भी उधार नहीं मांग रहे हो सर. You're not even borrowing. You are saying चुपचाप वो पैसा निकाल के दान कर.
आपने क्या पूछा और उन्होंने क्या जवाब दिया वो मैं था.
No.
You have asked that
Sanjay Sharma,
it had never happened anywhere in
no. I said,
country by any government.
No. I asked him, has this happened in Himachal Pradesh before? 1 minute, sir. I said, has this happened in Himachal Pradesh before?
No,
under previous government? No, sir. I'm being very honest. I don't need to lie on my show. I have never done that, sir. I said, I asked Mr. Sanjay Sharma कि previous सरकारों में ऐसा हुआ है हिमाचल में. I was asking about Himachal because the notification says
I misunderstood.
So the notification says you in the past when to the endowment boards that you have donated for causes in the past, so you donate in this case to these two programs, to these three yojanas. It is Mukhyamantri Yojana. Now Sanjay Sharma, my question is, sir, why is this happening? Why is this being allowed? The other thing is, Mr. Nikul Patel says it is voluntary. ये तो सिर्फ चिट्ठी भेजी है, आप दे सकते तो दीजिए, यहाँ पर दान कीजिए. Is it voluntary or is this list of 34 going to be watched कि कौन दे रहा है और कौन नहीं दे रहा है? Sanjay Sharma, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Nikul, I would not like to speak about Gujarat, but the Himachal Pradesh, which is called Devbhumi, and never has happened here. Never has happened. And this letter is not for the donation. This is an order of the government. This is an order of the Secretary of Art, Language and Culture of Himachal Pradesh. So this is the directive issues to the Deputy Commissioners and Commissioners of the state. And I would like to bring the first thing that what Mr. Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu has stated when he became the Chief Minister in front of the media in Delhi, that I have defeated 97% population of Hindus and the Hindu ideology in the state of Himachal Pradesh. This is the dual face of the Congress party and as well as of the Chief Minister.
No,
this is your election manifesto, and I will not go through the entire this manifesto. Two lines. This is: we will double the grant of the temples. From where? From the treasury of the government. And now you are taking money from the temple accounts. This is your face. आपने इसमें कहा है कि हम सीनियर सिटीजन्स को उनके एक अटेंडेंट के साथ 4 साल में एक बार पूरे हिंदुस्तान के धार्मिक स्थलों का हम उनको विजिट करवाएंगे. Where is that promise? Have you created any infrastructure in front of the temples for the pilgrims, for the devotees? Those are contributing their hard money after the fulfilling their wishes in front of the god and goddesses of Himachal Pradesh. This is not the right of the Congress party as well as Mr. Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu. And this is not the first time that you have opened the orphan children schools. That was happening in every government. That is the established system of the Himachal Pradesh. And every government is doing. But what you have done, you have given the name of Sukh Ashray. No one chief minister, even from the Congress and even from the BJP, has given the name. So this is shameful act of the government with the people of Himachal Pradesh.
Okay,
and you are insulting the entire devotees of the country. Those are coming for Himachal Pradesh on the name of Devbhoomi.
And point is, why has this notification gone only to the temples?
And
why not to all religious institutions?
Actually, government is not admitting that this is the state of economic emergency in Himachal Pradesh. You have seen that salaries and pensions are delayed for the months and months in Himachal Pradesh. Even Chief Minister has stated in the floor of the House in Vidhan Sabha that we will delay our salaries for the 3 months.
So there is accounting for samosas also happening now.
Samosa, jangali murga. Even Chief Minister is sitting with the people and asking the people and promoting the non-veg. I will not go through that. Leave it. But this is the sentiments of the Himachal Pradesh people.
Sir, what is somebody's dietary choices and what they are trying to do in Devbhoomi as Chief Minister? It is up to the Chief Minister. But yeah, there is an aspect of sentiment. But point is, yes, Nikul Patel, please answer. If there is no money, why make these promises?
I got the answer for the question you asked me in the previous part. I would like to quote the statement of the Honorable Minister of Gujarat, and they have spent for development around 29.48 crores. I will just read out the exact wording from the minister. During the question hour, Congress MLA from Palanpur, Mahesh Kumar Patel, asked the government whether they are aware that the huge sum of money that is generated from the temple is used anywhere else. The Patel also sought detail about some income generated from Ambaji Temple Trust during the last 2 years. So what the Pilgrimage Development Minister Pradeep Singh Jadeja stated that Arasuri Ambaji Mata Devasthan Trust audited income for the year 2012-13 stood at 48.84 crore, and emoluments and the remaining 29.48 crore was spent on development related work. So Bharatiya Janata Party government is spending the money received at the temple.
Just now you said it was
we are not asking for development. We are asking for the donation from what they have received by the people to spend against the that the government want to do. That is not compulsory. Over here, you can say taking an administration
again,
of the
sir, was there a notification? Was there a Sarkari notice? Nikul Patel, you are trying to divert the issue again. Again, development work where? First you said salary. Salary of whose? Salary, sir, has been given only to the priests from the temple's trust. It's not been given to anybody else. Then you said development work. No, 1 minute. Sir, this development work, Mr. Nikul Patel, again you are trying to shift the debate. Where is the government notification that ordered them to do so? There is no government notification. Here the Himachal government Chief Minister's office, the Chief Secretaries are issuing a notification that you have to donate. You have to donate. Why are you deflecting? You don't have an answer for Himachal Pradesh and you are trying to go back and say something else. Sir, it is embarrassing. It is embarrassing, sir. This is a proof to the voter that the Congress model of electoral revenues has no backup. They don't know how they are going to source this fund. It's struggling. They're struggling in Himachal. They're struggling in Karnataka, and it's reflective of poor thinking, sir, poor application. And then, sir, there is a drain of talented leaders from the Congress party who are saying what is our role in the Congress party. So that's also happening. Have to wind up on that note. Thank you very much. We got no more news coming through. Big news coming in. Top intelligence sources have decoded to CNN News 18 why Nepal has been placed in the Financial Action Task Force or the FATF grey list. Now, intelligence sources say that unknown entities are allegedly moving funds via Nepal. So, Nepal's becoming a conduit for money laundering. The FATF questionnaire has not received an adequate reply from the Nepal government. The US has raised alarm over no rehabilitation of insurgency victims. The FATF lens is also on the management of Chinese loans to Nepal, as the US fears proximity to China and misuse of Chinese funds. There are also concerns over China's increased engagement with Nepal, seen as a ploy to weaken Bharat. Trans-Himalayan Railway and reopening of key border crossings. The Pokhara Airport built with $215 million loan from China. There is the Budhi Gandaki Hydro project initially granted to a Chinese firm. Huawei and ZTE are involved in installing Nepal's telecom infra. So there are many concerns, but more importantly, has Nepal become the hotbed for round tripping of money and laundering of money, washing of dirty money. Professor Madhav Nalapat joins us. These concerns, are they based on solid understanding, or is the US now, after Pakistan, also trying to ensure that Nepal is not used as a base by the Chinese?
Look, the question is, Anand, what are the Chinese using Nepal or Pakistan as basis for? If they're using it for benign purposes, humanitarian purposes, I see no reason why the utility of those funds will be obvious, and the utilization of those funds should be made transparent. The fact that funds are hidden means that funds are coming from China, most likely from Pakistan also, because now you can see Bangladesh also is going to very soon enter that same hall of infamy, because they're also in the same track of following the Chinese and Pakistanis. So the point is not just round tripping, it's not just money washing and money laundering. The question is money laundering and money transfer for what purpose? And if the purposes are unknown, one can only assume that those purposes are such as should not be revealed. So let's not make the assumption there's quote-unquote misuse of Chinese funds. The Nepalese have probably used the Chinese funds exactly the way the Chinese want them to. And frankly, they would have done the same with Pakistan. We'll get money from China, transfer it to Nepal, so that Pakistan itself escapes scrutiny. So this is the worrying point for India, and obviously a worrying point for friends of India. And now the point is, when the Biden administration was there, there was a cozy relationship between the US administration and China. The Trump administration is frankly very different. Very, very different. If you look at the security choices of President Trump, whether it's for CIA, FBI, DNI, Director of National Intelligence, the National Security Advisor, you will see they've all been very firm on the need to ensure an end to Chinese expansionism and to basically damp down and finally eliminate Chinese aggressiveness. And they all know Pakistan is now a safe haven for this kind of activity by China. Unfortunately, Nepal also has become a safe haven, and I think that would be the reason why they've been put on the FATF grey list. I'm sure Chinese tried very hard.
For us, there is also the Maoist aspect, Madhav Nalapatji, because of the crackdown that's happening in Chhattisgarh, the last remaining fortress, because there's one big serious gain that our forces made against the Maoist forces in our country, and Home Minister Amit Shah has said that 2025 will be the last year that there is Maoist footprint in that red terror area. Are they also now moving into Nepal? Is there a growing hotbed there that these insurgents are being nurtured there, they're being allowed to, and because it also serves the interests of the PLA?
There's no question, Anand, that you're absolutely right about that. The reality of the situation is the Chinese believe in weakening an opponent by grey zone warfare, and frankly, there's no difference between their grey zone and what we call the black zone, between that kind of warfare, and finally, they want to keep doing that until the adversary is judged societally weak enough, societally vulnerable, a lot of fissures, a lot of faults, a lot of internal arguments, a lot of rioting, all that takes place. And if they intervene kinetically, it will be after all that is happening. They've got a very strong that. I'm glad that Indonesia, under the present president, is taking a very much stronger line than was there in the past. But as far as Nepal is concerned, it has become another Pakistan. It's a plaything of the PLA. And the PLA, we all know, does not like to fight actual wars.
See, there are many Nepali people who are in Bharat and who are concerned about how things are, and we've largely had a very open, porous border with Nepal, and it's a free flow. But somehow, do our authorities also need to tighten screws? Because the Chinese very clearly they are not allowing Tibetan refugees to come to Nepal and find passage to Bharat. They're being sent back, they're being put under arrest, etc. So many things that are happening. We'll keep close tabs. I have run out of time. Professor Madhav Nalapad, thank you for your time, sir. We're going to wind up this edition of The Right Stand on that note. Stay with us. Brass Tacks after the break.
Co-powered by
Think of it, a modestly successful comedian. President Zelenskyy talked the United States of America into spending $350 billion to go into a war that basically couldn't be won, that never had to start and never would have started if I was president, not even a chance, and it didn't start for 4 years. He refuses to have elections, is low in the real Ukrainian polls. I mean, how can you be high with every city is being demolished? It's hard to be high. Somebody said, oh no, his polls are good, give me a break. Every city is being demolished. They look like a demolition site, every single one of them. And the only thing he was really good at was playing Joe Biden like a fiddle. He played him like a fiddle. That's an expression we use, yes, sir, to say that he's pretty easy. Something I'll admit that only Trump is going to be able to do in the Trump administration. We're going to be able to do it. I think Putin even admitted that. Biden never tried. Europe has failed to bring peace, and Zelenskyy probably wants to keep the gravy train going. I don't know what's the problem, but he hasn't been able. He's very upset that he wasn't invited. He could have come if he wanted to, but that he wasn't invited to Saudi Arabia. But he's been working for 3 years. There's never been even meetings or phone calls to stop this war. It's a horrible thing. I love Ukraine, but Zelenskyy has done a terrible job. His country is shattered, and millions of people have unnecessarily died. And you can't bring a war to an end if you don't talk to both sides. You got to talk. They haven't been talking for 3 years.
Mr. President, you talked about having common ground with Keir Starmer, but there are things you disagree on as well. You described Zelenskyy as a dictator. He describes President Putin as a dictator. Do you see that as a problem?
The relationship between President Zelenskyy and President Putin is not a good one. You've noticed, right? It's not a good one. It's not a good relationship. And we're going to have to try and work something out. Sometimes that happens. I get along with both. I have a very good relationship with President Putin. I think I have a very good relationship with President Zelenskyy. And now we're doing the deal, and we're going to be in there. We're going to be actually in there and digging our hearts out, and hopefully, we need the rare earth, and we have some here, but we don't have enough. Our economy is very strong, and we need a lot of things that, in some cases, we don't have here. So I think we're going to have a very good relationship, but the relationship between them is not the best.
Mr. President, do you still think that Mr. Zelenskyy is a dictator?
Did I say that? I can't believe I said that. Next question.
Good evening, you're watching Brass Tacks with me, Zakir Jacob. The Himachal Pradesh government of Congress Chief Minister Sukhwinder Sukhu has sent out a circular last month from the Department of Culture asking temples and temple charitable trusts in the state to contribute to welfare schemes, two particular welfare schemes that are run by the state, both named after the Chief Minister. Both are for orphans as well as destitutes, basically people in the state who are in the poorer sections who need the help of the state. So the state government is now leaning on charitable institutions and temple trusts to try and help it. But here's the thing, the BJP is accusing the Congress government in Himachal of using temple money because it cannot fund its own guarantee schemes, and the fact is that the state treasury is empty. Just interest payments alone are in excess of 5,000 crores. In fact, the state's fiscal deficit has gone up by about 5% in the last 3 years since Mr. Sukhu's been in office. Now, the Congress has hit back, saying this is nothing new, that the same thing had happened in the previous BJP government when Mr. Jairam Thakur was the Chief Minister of the state. But at that time, no one created a hullabaloo. So why is the BJP politicizing it now? That's the question from the Congress state government. But first, let's bring you up to speed with what the story is. This is what the circular states. It's a circular that's been put out by the Culture Department of the Himachal state government. And it says, and I quote, various temple trusts that are functioning under the Himachal Pradesh Hindu Public Religious Institutions Charitable Endowment Act keep making contributions for charitable activities and welfare schemes run by the state government. Contributions must first be passed by the temple trust and in strict adherence to the laws governing these trusts. Following the circular, the opposition BJP there has stirred the hornet's nest by claiming that the government was seeking to fund some of its election promises, some of its guarantees, because the state did not have money. The state is bankrupt. It doesn't have money to meet those guarantees.
They should see कि किस कॉज के लिए मांगा जा रहा है. अनाथ बच्चों के लिए आप भी आगे बढ़कर आओ. मैं बीजेपी के लोगों से भी आह्वान करती हूँ कि आप भी अच्छे कॉज के लिए इन बच्चों को इनका भविष्य सुधारने के लिए हम सब पार्टी से ऊपर उठकर इन लोगों की मदद करें.
सनातन को गाली देना, सनातन का विरोध करना, लेकिन हिंदू मंदिरों और ट्रस्टों से पैसा लेकर के अपनी योजनाओं को चलाने की बात कह रहे हैं, ये सचमुच में ऐसा एक विचित्र निर्णय सरकार का है.
So this controversy has put the spotlight on the Free the Temples movement. Now, while the opposition to government interference in the management of temples, it dates back several decades, in fact right up to the British rule, the struggle seeking autonomy for temples has been a long one. You name some of the most popular shrines in the country.